Hello, my dear friends. Namaste and welcome. I am Jill Loftis of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of June the 26th, 2023. So we wrap up the month of June and dip our big toe into the month of July this week. And there is still some difficult energy in play. Now, Mars and Uranus have come into a clash degree, an angle that we call a square. And when Mars, the god of war, comes into tense energy with Uranus, the god of rebellion, freedom, synchronicities, there can be a lot of difficulty, all right? So power struggles, power plays, but also sudden shocking events and potential violence. And so this, unfortunately, permeates this week. You will feel it all week. I think Mars fires both early and late, so you may have seen some evidence of this over the weekend, but it is something to contend with for the entire week, especially if you are in late degrees, the last decan, 20 to 29 of any of the fixed signs. The caution flag is absolutely up for you. All right, so you can move this energy through exercise, through healthy self-expression, really try to find an outlet if you're feeling things kind of bottle up within you, because that repressed energy still has a signature, right? Even if you have it in yourself and it makes you resonant with those things, all right? So monitor the mind and make sure that you're staying out of this kind of argumentative, fighting kind of vibe, all right? So be a little careful. The other thing that adds to this kind of sensitivity level is because Mercury is going to go into Cancer, and Mercury in Cancer is, worried about what you think. And Mercury in Cancer is really sensitive to things that are said. Text could be interpreted incorrectly, or you could say something like, is that dress new? And then all of a sudden they think you said something about not liking your dress, right? Or it's one of those kinds of energies. And so be a little more careful about that. We also have, though, highlighting this week, we begin to pick up a really nice energy from Venus to Chiron and Mars in Chiron. And this is a healing energy. This is healing conversations, the potential to solve problems, right? And so simmering under that, larger energy is this energy prompting us to heal, prompting us to do the work, right? So do the work. All right. On the 27th, that Tuesday, Libra moon, nice energy to the Venus and Mars in Leo. So, maybe nice little date night, maybe cook at home, right? All right. On the 28th, the sun in Cancer comes into a gorgeous flow with the Saturn. All right. And so incredible sticking power for those few days, right? I mean, so really look at wherever Cancer and Pisces are for you. Tap into that beautiful water flow and see there will be some beautiful ways that you can lock in and stabilize some of the things that you are developing in that Cancer area of life or the Pisces area of life. In the general terms, it's really like dealing with your deep inner needs, your deepest inner self, flowing beautifully and harmoniously with your home environment and how you stabilize yourself. So I'm really grateful for this energy to help kind of smooth and bring some possibilities into this week that has this tension with the Mars Uranus. Okay. Mars and Venus are beginning to move away from each other here as we get to the end of this week. And so we're still in these lessons, these Venus lessons. We've got to pay attention to what's going on in Leo that relates to what we love, value, care about. All of this is going to come up for review over these next few months. So stay very attentive to what's happening there. On the 29th, the Sun and Mercury come together. Now, when the Sun swallows up Mercury, sometimes that makes communications more difficult. And then all of a sudden, it reaches that heart of the Sun and goes kapow and comes out with like this brilliant idea, right? And so again, water. Spend time in water if you can. This is very, very healing and helpful this week. All right. I am watching the 30th very carefully. Why? Well, because Neptune is going to station at 27 degrees in the sign of Pisces. We always watch the station points for these slow moving planets because, as my teacher would say, it's like a brand. It's like a mark, right? That day has a symbolic interpretation where you can kind of see what's going to be reviewed. Neptune moves so slowly, right? So slowly. So as it kind of moves back through some of these same degrees, you're going to be reviewing and rethinking some of the events that have occurred in that Pisces area of life for you. Remember, Neptune in Pisces is supposed to be about inspiration and connection to the divine. And unfortunately, I feel like our culture is instead taking the Neptune in Pisces and being like, let's party like it's 1999. Let's pretend nothing bad is happening. Let's delude ourselves. Let's fog things out. Let's get it caught up in glamour and excitement. I mean, this is part of why like the whole celebrity, cult of celebrity and all these different social media forms are like really taking off. Part of that is this Neptune in Pisces. So you may wish to look at those particular areas of life for you with that station on the 30th. Then we come into July 1st. That is the day that the Sun and Mercury come deeply together, okay? Really connect for that empowerment. And they're going to send you beautiful energy, both of them, to Jupiter. So great for ideas, great for problem solving, great for maybe a bit of luck and synchronicity, right? We also still have, don't forget, this whole month we've had Neptune and Pisces sending some nice energy to Pluto. That is actually for the whole month of July. You're going to have that energy of inspiration to change, ideas about how to harmoniously change things. Remember, we're wrapping up those last Pluto and Capricorn lessons, man, and some of us are going to have to really be like, you know, I keep getting the full tarot card for a lot of my members this month, and I think that's really telling you, like, people might think you're foolish when you believe in certain things, right? Even astrology, right? But it is through that childlike joy and wonder and the understanding that the possibilities are infinite. That is what allows us to think the new thought and create the new life, one that's more in alignment with what we want, right? All right, so pay attention to that. Now we do have on July 2nd, we've got a pretty long moon void. This is our Eastern Standard Times, 9:33 a.m. to 1:20 p.m. So always watch, because that is a time when, you know, it's kind of floaty, things don't stick. And then on that date, we also are watching because Venus in Leo comes into the square with the Uranus in Taurus, right? So Mars was in it and is moving away from it, but now Venus steps into it. And so the warrior at war with the group, right? Or technology, right? It may feel very like Mercury retrograde this week because technology might be glitching, but Venus stepping into this asks you, there are clashes of values. There are arguments about money. There are difficulties with resources, right? Which is an ongoing theme with all the different placements in Taurus, right? So shaping up to be a really interesting week. I've already done the tarot and I found it was pretty fascinating tarot. So be sure to check that out. I hope you have a marvelous week. I want you to get your head on straight because July has a few sticky bits, okay? Especially geopolitically. Very interesting to see what's going on in Russia today, having already kind of seen some of the things that are coming up with the nodes switching, you know, that 19-year cycle beginning. So pretty interesting week all in all. Stay grounded, but yet add water. This is one of the ways to high vibe the week. If you found this useful or helpful, please comment below. It helps the channel to grow. I am honored to be here with you every week, and I appreciate your support. And I'll see you next week. Namaste. Bye. Hello, my friends, and welcome to your tarot reading for the week of June the 26th, 2023. Interesting times, eh? Let's see what the Isis Lotus spread is for this week. right. Now we start out, that first card shows us what's been happening in the past, right? The basic influence of the past. And we have the Temperance card, okay? So there's been this kind of desire for healing, for change, for, bringing together the disparate parts of the life and creating something new. A need for moderation and for balance. And you, in this position, are the King of Wands. You're kind of tired of waiting for things to come together, and you want to take some action. All right? The present environment is that it's not something you can do all by yourself. You have to delegate. You have to reach out to community. You need help. It's not just a go it alone type of thing. So keep that in mind. As these come together, they create an ending. All right, so the Death card. Something's got to give. Something's got to go. And the key card for the future is the Hangman, which means you're not gonna see the end results right now. It's fascinating because this is often associated with Christ's 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, and that's interesting that Venus retrograde. A Venus cycle is 40 days and 40 nights too. So kind of interesting that we have this card. But this says, remember that life's delays are not life's denials, but you might be a little uncomfortable. All right. And then the key forces, those opposing forces in play, we've got the Fool. All right. There's almost too many possibilities. We have infinite possibilities. On the other side, Ace of Cups. So instead of doing something that others may term quote unquote foolish, this would be more launching a new creative initiative, something that really kind of fills your cup. Ooh, the near future card, number 8, is the Lovers. So something really good is percolating. So have faith and believe. Modified by, on the Fool side, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So wealth or understanding, knowledge, it doesn't necessarily mean material abundance, but it can be just information even. And the Hermit. Wow, look at all the major arcana. Tomato. I like arcana. Major arcana coming down from this reading. Really fascinating. Wow. And then over here with the 10 of Pentacles, we have the World. So, wow, if you really think it, dream it, no matter what it is, the energy of the universe is behind you this week. Paired on the Ace of Cups side, we have the Queen of Wands. And remember, the King of Wands was our first, or our second card, which really relates to that, kind of where you've been coming from, right? And so we've got the Queen of Wands now. And that's a little bit more of like a nurturing the creation vibe versus initiating, right? A little bit of a more divine feminine take on it. So, wow, this is fascinating. All right, on the Fool side, we have the Devil. Jeez, really? What a week. Okay, which can mean all kinds of different things. Let's see what the modifiers are. On the other side, Ace of Cups side, we have the Emperor. Honestly, I have never seen so many major cards getting pulled. Paired with the Devil, Page of Wands. So this could be, this Devil and Page of Wands could be that there's something that's keeping you from taking action or initiating. It could be that you are dealing with some kind of power struggle. It could be that you just don't believe in yourself. Paired with the Emperor, we have the 7 of Cups. So being careful, cautious, not to take on too many things, right? Okay, we're not going to create 50 things. We're gonna focus our energy on the ones that truly are more related to that Ace of Cups. And this Hermit will help you figure that out, right? Pulling back. Well, super fascinating week. Definitely a turning point according to the tarot. And there's some certain things in the astrology as well that are delineating that too. But, two different ways to work with the energy. Either this infinite possibility, really scheming and dreaming kind of week, or this little bit more initiating action on creative projects. Either way, it looks like a good outcome. Just watch out for power struggles or taking on too much. I'll see you next week.